Erica. I go by Cricket. I'm the Director of Creative Youth Development here at the beautiful Chrysalis. And this is your first time. We're so glad you're here. We see this place as a place for everyone in the community. I hope you got a chance to see the amazing art exhibit that was curated by one of our students, Adrian, 12th grader. And it'll be open during intermission. Adrian! This show was very much guided by students. It was co-directed by Adrian and Jamie and myself. Adrian and Jamie are students at Monarch. And they are seniors this year, so this is one of their big last gifts to the community. And we also have a number of amazing guest artists that you will see perform today from all over San Diego. So it's a really nice blend of student performances and professional artist performances. And everything that we created for you today explores the theme of power in some way. So we hope that this gives you an opportunity to think about your own power, the power inside of you, the power around you, the power that is either given or not given to you, and we hope that you leave inspired to feel a little bit more empowered in your lives and your heart and your actions. Without further ado, because this show is 2 hours long, even though we thought it was 90 minutes, there will be an intermission. We are going to get started. Please enjoy the first act of The Power Within.
Be alarmed, remain calm. Do not attempt to leave the dance floor. The DJ booth is conducting a troubleshoot test of the entire system.
Just in case you ain't got it by now, listen to me. Bring it in. If you are alive, you got more, you can do more, you can see more, you can be more, alright? Right now, you should feel invincible, powerful, strong. Look, where your focus goes, your energy flows. Are you hearing me?
And I can have it all. Mastering others is a strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Loud chop.
I got power. I got power. I got power. In the house. The ability to command and execute, but talk like you. As soon as I walked up in the entrance, black on black, my shades is all tinted, blink, blink, now I got your ice tinted. Mommy shows up and left you with the blackness. You got to look sour, he ain't got the power. Drip, drink it everywhere, 50,000 I can flip it in an hour, my.
Recognizing power in another doesn't diminish your own. Joss Whedon. Purpose. I know who I am and what I came here to do. I play my position and own my truth. I was brought here on purpose. I work hard and I play. Even when I'm falling, I'm aligned with my calling. Oh, I take ownership of this life. Own my shadows and my light. I owe no one my joy or my time. Even when I don't get it right, I am right on time. I always win because I am willing to try. W. I'm willing to do what it takes to win. Willing to wait, willing to walk. Will trust this heart no matter the cost. Would rather be me than pretend to be you. Working on consistently owning my truth. E. I am more than enough. Even when I forget, even when others tell me different, I am worthy of embrace, elevation, and ease. I believe heartbreak won't be the end of me. R. I remember those who came before me, paved the way for me to be. I believe I have the right to not only give, but receive. Realigned, redefined, and restored. This vessel deserves rest. My sole purpose is not to endure. Love is my superpower. This heart is my weapon of choice. My presence is revolutionary. I know the power of my voice. My biggest lesson is knowing my power comes from within. When I embody that, I always win. Power is not given to you. You take it.
Next up, we have one of our Monarch poets. Please welcome Jenny to the stage.
Power by Jenny Campos. Power is the sun that shines down. Power is the shine like the sun that glistens on a stream that trails down the hill. Power is the cool air on a sunny day. Power is the heat that never seems to leave. Power is the sound of the wind that whistles by as you speed. Power is the smell of citrus in a lemon field. Power is the taste of a homemade meal after a long way home. Power is the sound of her voice as she stands up. Power is the shine in his eyes as he smiles. Power. Power is the person that stands up.
Next up, we have our amazing third grade dance team. Last night we had 6 third graders. Today we have 2 brave third graders for you. Give it up for Ali and Fernando. Let's go, Cubs. 5, 6, 7, 8, let's go. Oh yeah, keep it chill. You might have heard of them. The Come Up Kids, our 4th and 5th grade dance team.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
sure that our amazing community artists are all highlighted in the program. These artists who are performing tonight do amazing work with youth and adults out in the San Diego community, and they have put their information in the program so you can check out the amazing work and support it in the community. We're very grateful to all of our guest artists for performing this afternoon.
Sometimes I lay down at night and I think of all the pain in the world and the things that are going around. I'm up all hours of the morning, anticipating, worrying over everything tomorrow will add to the pile, and sometimes it gets hard to climb up out of my sheets. I work hard to cover up everything that be weighing on me. I need to release, and honestly, I have spent hour after hour crying tears in my shower, scrubbing hard, trying to wipe the slate clean, trying not to see whole families out on the streets. Hate and suicide rates growing exponentially, and I can tell you all about the pain of having days when the empty begins to echo so much heavy on your chest it's hard to breathe, and I have done my best to blow it all away, to numb myself so my heart won't have to feel this pain, and then I get reminded to smile, to inhale, and remember the smell that gets left all in the air the next day after it rained, and I remember that stormy weather often helps us to appreciate the sunshine, and how true light often finds its origin in dark space, and how nothing that gives life is in fixed place, how earth, fire, water, how air, it all moves, and I remember that teardrops to be proof that in my body I hold ocean. I am sure, certainly a roaring wave, and simultaneously a ripple in this collective sea. See, our bodies be mirrors, reflections, connected images in this larger picture we are all sketching, and I remember that we are the minds that hold the visions of a world that we are all dying to live in, so it is up to us to be the difference in the world that we want to see. You see, real change, it starts as an idea, and then it grows on us all. It is up to us to plant the seeds, so it matters what you say, and it matters what you do. Because if you plant the seeds in the right places, you have the power to grow up in a world that will one day grow from you. Walking around, face parallel to the ground. You're trying not to be noticed, to lose yourself in the crowd. Inside you're screaming, but you don't make a sound. Somebody has made you ashamed to let your voice ring out loud. Opinions find your fear of standing out, confine you so you lock yourself away in the shade. Baby, you start believing that there's no more point in dreaming. All the lies from truth you can't even tell. But there is something that you have inside, and through the darkness it really shines. You got soul, baby. See, your soul is like a garden that all your tears are merely watering. And when you make the choice to share your truth, you've helped somebody else to bloom. We are the minds that create plant the seeds. So what will you say? And what will you do? If you plant the seeds in the right places, you have the power to grow up in a world that will one day grow from you, that will one day grow from you. Your trust got betrayed, used up and then tossed away. You think so much of yourself and then just take it away. Tired of struggling and fighting, running away, you've been hiding, looking for someone to lean on, someone to remind you you're okay. It's hard to be yourself when everyone is someone else and no one tells the truth about shame. Honest friends are hard to find, nowhere to go to ease your mind. You wonder if things will ever change, but there is something that you have inside, and through the darkness it really shines. You got soul, baby. See, your soul is like a garden, and all your tears are merely watering. And when you make the choice to share your truth, you help somebody else to bloom. We are the minds that create the vision of a world we're all dying to live in. So it's up to us to be the difference in the world we want to see. See, change starts as an idea, then grows on the song. It's up to us to plant the seeds. So what will you say? And what will you do? If you plant the seeds in the right places, you have the power to grow up in a world that will one day grow from you, that will one day grow from you. Dark clouds just kept rolling in like a stormy. Guess you can say I was born a weatherman, but when the world around you is an ocean filled with pain that comes in waves, it's hard to notice anymore when it rains. Tears fall the same. I dream that one day I change things, make the difference so those who follow won't go through same things. I used to scream in silence, it was violent the way reality hit back then. Learned I could pierce the quiet, filling pages, emptying pens. I would write my way out of dark days, script truth the lies for those who claimed I'd never be anything. If anything, I'm everything I ever got on my knees and prayed I'd be encouraged to be great by the few people who believed in me. And nowadays I walk on a self-paved pathway, dedicate my experience every day to positive change. As I move higher, my mission is to inspire, create the beauty in the world that I desire. I know there is something that we have inside, and through the darkness it really shines. We got soul, baby. See, your soul is like a garden, and all your tears are merely watering. And when you make the choice to share your truth, you help somebody else to bloom. Help somebody else to bloom. And if you plant the seeds in the right places, you have the power to grow up in a world that will one day grow from you, that will one day grow from you. We have got to build connections. Live with some intention to be vulnerable, reframe our minds, revisit what we have learned to think is normal. There is nothing stopping us from loving better today. We are well aware of the things that we need to fix in the places where we are standing in our own ways. So now it is our decision to create the world that we envision. We are guaranteed to make this shot long as we're brave enough to throw. So let's not let this moment pass, condemning us to repeat our past. The seed is already planted. Now it's our responsibility to grow.
Our next group is the Monarch Middle School Dance Team.
sat down next to me once. They looked a little like you. Anyway, they were having a really hard time with something, so I just listened to them. I didn't talk much to them anyway. When they were all done, they said to me something I will never forget. I feel so powerful with you. Pass that on. I went home that night and I got thinking. It was the first time I felt like I might. Yeah, I got inspired. So I wrote a letter to someone we all look up to. Dear Mr. Batman, oiga, get out of Gotham City and please move to San Diego. Because we don't have superheroes like you. Carteles and coyotes creep on every corner. Scavenge across las calles, our casas, our lawns, our sacred southwestern patches of dirt, dust, and diminishing dreams. ¿Quién está para proteger a nuestra gente? Here in the supposed sanctuary city, in the borderlands, where even on the hottest days, ice doesn't melt. Every night I see Tijuana from my window, right? In the distance, on the horizon, rolling hills of flickering slopes, a sea of shining, waving specks of stars, like a Christmas tree fallen over on its side. Señalando socorro, simbolizando levántanse. Cuando on the other side se escucha lejos the distant San Isidro serenade of Si Se Puede. So I need you, hombre murciélago, to teach me how to be the South Bay superhero. Get me some high-heeled, hob-nailed, steel-toe tipped boots with spurs on the back like silver spin stars for my snakeskin zapatos and a mustache muy macho like zapatas. I will soldier the city streets, sweeping swiftly like Zorro and save civilians, with a cape blacker than the great-tailed grackel's colita, and a crest more yellow than that same bird's bleak, blistering eyes. Show me how to chant the Chanate songs like a Chicano incantation. Cucurucucu, paloma. Entre carcajadas. Cuidado, cabrones. Estas son mis calles. Calladito. Cuenta conmigo, compadre. Aquí me quedo contigo. And I don't even like that man. But that's what I did. Yeah, I wrote my first poem in 2 languages before I couldn't even write in one. I realized that day, that's a superpower too. And if that's true for me, me and my people, we have superpowers everywhere. We are filing your friend's fiance's petition. We come and carry your cousin to the clinic when they collapse. We are the shape of your mouth, y tu lengua, dancing a dual language lambada. We are what our forebears sacrificed freedom for. We are that toe-touching tumbleweed, turning toward the trans frontier, two-stepping in time with the radio. We are when you sit in a ceremonious circle, surrounded by the smoking smell of steak, stoking cedar into cinders in the center. We are why papis and mommies' knees get knobby by noon, not punching out until 9. We are how the peso dances demilitarized with the dollars at the duty-frees. We are lost in the leaves, the layers, the legacies being sung underground. We are all around, from Barrio Logan to La Colonia Libertad. We are here, in this room, at the same time. I feel so powerful with you. Now pass that on. Thank you.
Next up,
15, I had a sexist teacher. She would teach the class about toxic masculinity, and it made the boys feel attacked. So we made a poster. I stood up on a chair, and I voiced mine and the other boys' opinions on our sexism with a note to the teacher. After I was punished and shamed for my actions in front of the class, at the end I was suspended, but I spoke up. I stood for what I believed in, and that's all I care about.
Next up is Rachel Catalano's group.
that, oh yeah. Yeah, we got it like that.
Do your little dance.
If you got it like that, oh yeah. Yeah, we got it like that.
Make 'em understand.
That you got it like that.
There will now be a 10-minute intermission. If you'd like to buy a hoodie, they are in the back. This is a great time to use the bathroom and...
Hi, everybody. Hi. So this song is about finding your voices, using our voices and feeling power from our voices. So please feel free, sing along, clap, move, whatever you would like to do, and let's find power in our voices together. All voices count in every way, shape or amount. All voices shine, young and old, yours and mine. So let's bring power to our voices, power to our voices, power to you and me. Sing it with me if you like. Power to our voices, power to our voices, power to you and me. All voices teach, they unite, and they can reach. All voices show the road ahead, the way to grow. Here we go now, so let's bring power to our voices, power to our voices, power to you and me. I like it. Let's sing power to our voices, power to our voices, power to you and me. Oh, don't you know? All voices bring us closer in a song. We've got strong voices and quiet voices. Each and every one belongs. All voices count in every way, shape or amount. All voices shine, young and old, yours and mine. Here we go. Let's bring power to our voices, power to our voices, power to you and me. One more time. Let's bring power to our voices, power to our voices, power to you and me.
As we are setting up our next performance, this group is a group of dancers from Monarch who've been working with our newest and most amazing arts instructor, Miss Sam. Give it up for Miss Sam and her dance crew.
Can I tell the one? Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story, okay? So, Papa, can you give him the
Power is.
What does power mean to you?
It's up to. Okay.
What does power mean to you?
Power to me means being able to have authority and setting limits from others to yourself or yourself to others.
We've been through it all, though it could be worse. We've been moved around in a state of alert. There's nothing new or sharp about the cutting edge. If they build a wall, let's jump the fence. I'm over this. Cold stairs can never put the fear in me. What we built here is godly. They can't gentrify the heart of kings. If I make a move, you're coming with me. What about the love? Come with me. Come with me. What about the scene? It's coming with me. The people that you came with, coming with me. Come with me. What about the scene? It's coming with me. People that you came with, coming with me. Until we get what we need. Oh yeah. Shake that and fall like leaves. I wanna go. We couldn't stand to see our children shot dead in the streets. But when I finally took a knee, it took me out the league. Now I'm not much for games, but I play for keeps. And we salute King James for using his change to create some equal opportunities. Cold stairs can never put the fear in me. There's a movement we've been grooving on. You can move or stay on to sleep. Let's just not talk about it. Everything they tried to hide, we're taking back for yours and mine. Come with me. What about the name of the enemy?
I was 10 when I found out. I was 10 when I lost them. I was 11 when I found out. I was 11 when she passed away. I was 12 when I found out. I was 12 when I was alone. I was 13 when she came home. I was 13. We had no home. I was 14 when I found out. I was 14 when I found out. I was 15. I am 15. And I stand here with the knowledge of both hurt and loss. I stand here proud of who I am. I stand with regrets, but I stand. Knocked down and abandoned. But I'm still standing. I'm still standing.
A time I felt powerful or empowered was when I got my cat Nikki. At first, I thought it would struggle, but after having him for a while, I realized it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. And it gave me confidence to think that I can give him a good home and a happy life. After having Nikki for 2 months or so, I have felt really good about providing him a good home and life where he can live comfortably.
They call me water. They call me water. I pull my weight with a slow force, patiently resisting, gently dripping, persistently wearing down the stone with time and pressure. The water in me, at times sleepy, languishing, streaming, a raging tide across shores, or lulling along sands dreaming. The water in me melts and flows in the easy warmth of springtime, stagnates and evaporates in too much heat. The water in me, these tiny particles, huddle and hide way up in clouds, then rain down stormy and wild, blown about by changes in the wind. Then they called me oak, for the deep and diligent roots I've grown, a subterranean web, a network of slow, nourishing attention. Oak, for my unwavering trunk, a pillar so solid in my reliable long standing against storms. My glimmering foliage, stripped away, is always returning. My curvy oak branches bearing blossoms and acorns. But still, this water in me has no shape of its own, no decisive moves. Water is always responding to. Water is always being withholding. Water is always bending to some other's temperature, whim, or shape. And today, this drunk that I've become is reaching for light and air above this thick canopy. Today I need a new name. emerging in me, a shape for the work that lies ahead, a name for this body of water, rising up and choosing a new bed. And what do they call a trunk when it breaks free and grows wings? Am I waiting for someone to call me bird? Who will notice the hawk and call me hawk for my hunt and my vision? And who will notice the albatross in my wingspan? And when will it be my turn to make the flight of the Arctic tern, circling the globe from pole to pole for sunshine? And what then will I call myself? And when will I call myself free?
I do believe that we do not have Yaretsi here today to do her amazing solo. She is here. It's time. It's time for Yaretsi. We are so glad you made it.
Thought I found a way. Thought I found a way out. But you never go away. So I guess I gotta stay now.
Oh, I hope someday I'll make it. Oh, nothing, even if it's all I need a place to hide, but I can't find one there when I feel alive outside. I can't find my fear.
Isn't it lovely? Alone, heart made of glass, my mind of stone.
Tear me to pieces, skin and bone. Hello, welcome home. Hello, welcome home.
I kept thinking, how do I recognize and embrace self-love? A love that is conscious of its power, not only for self, but for others. A love that is present and tangible. A love that ripples to many and still lives fully within me.
Prometemos una vida de derroche y despilfarro. En el fondo constituye una cuenta regresiva contra la naturaleza y contra la humanidad como futuro. Civilización contra la sencillez, contra la sobriedad, contra todos los ciclos naturales, pero peor, civilización contra la libertad que supone tener tiempo para vivir las relaciones humanas, lo único trascendente, amor, amistad, aventura, solidaridad, familia. Hoy es tiempo de empezar a batallar para preparar un mundo sin fronteras. La economía globalizada no tiene otra conducción que el interés privado de muy pocos. La gran tarea para nuestros pueblos, en nuestra humilde manera de ver, es el todo. Sería imperioso lograr consensos planetarios para desatar solidaridad hacia los más oprimidos, castigar impositivamente el despilfarro y la especulación, movilizar las grandes economías, no para crear descartables con obsolencia calculada, sino bienes útiles, sin frivolidades, para ayudar a levantar a los más pobres del mundo. Sí, la alta política.
Next up, we have Monarch's own Crystal and Jamie.
Some days I feel like giving up. Giving up school, giving up friendships, but I'm not going to. Not until I left a mark on somebody or something. Not until you know my name.
I want you to think of one word, I know too many words, but one word that embodies your power, okay? The listen to yourself. And I am going to take that word. I'll wait. Okay. And I am going to embody that in movement. Okay? I'm going to start first. Love is my power. Who has a word for me? Raise your hand, please. Yes. Thankful. Thankful? Yes. Who has another word for me? In the back, yes. Laziness. Yes. What else? Give it to me. Yes. Kindness. Kindness. Yes, in the back. Play? Brave. 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 Yes.
Glorious.
Glorious. Open?
Hope.
Hopeful. Oh, yes. Yes. Right here. Yes. Sturdy. Sturdy. Yes, Adrian.
Power.
I'm going to take one from Miss Erica. Yes. Well, yes. Ha. Yes. Myself. Yes. Attitude. Yes. Yes. Confidence. I wish you would. Yes. Strong. Yes. Learn. Yes. Huh? Preppy. Two more. Yes. You. Huh? Supportive. Right here. Yes. Huh? Who has one? Come on. I got yes. Grateful. Right here, please. Last one. You. It's not my power. I need another one. Yes. Humor. Is it that funny? Okay. Everybody say your word at the same time. 1, 2, 3, go. If you're powerful and you know it, clap your hands.
Inspired by a Mayan myth. We adapted it and called it The Grasshopper and the Jaguar. This is also an interactive play. Remember fireflies and cicadas. Once there was a grasshopper who lived in the forest. Out of all the animals in the forest, Grasshopper was very small, and he walked bent over with his face to the ground and hardly ever spoke to anyone. One day, just as the sun began to set, Jaguar came walking down the path on her return from a swim in the river. And crunch! She stepped right on Grasshopper.
Hey! Don't you have eyes in your head? You stepped on me! That hurts!
Big deal. This is my path, and I can step on anyone who gets in my way.
This is not your path. This path belongs to everyone. Who do you think you are to be such a big bully?
I'm a lot bigger than you, Grasshopper. You're too tiny to count for anything. Grasshopper was fuming. He kicked a pebble at Jaguar.
Ah!
He was so mad, he turned 3 somersaults right there in front of Jaguar.
That's not fair!
But Jaguar just looked annoyed, pointed her nose in the air, and walked on down the path. The next day, just as the sun began to set, there came Jaguar, and Grasshopper barely escaped being stomped on again. And the next day, it was the same thing. And the day after that.
The struggle is real, and we all belong here. There are so many days where I feel small, tiny, minute, unseen, unheard, unnoticed. There are so many days where getting out of bed seems like an unimaginable task. There are so many days where I cannot fathom pulling myself from beneath the covers, letting my feet hit the ground, and faking my way through another day. There are so many days where I scream into the internal void, because mentally I am not strong enough. There are so many days where life is hard and I literally can't even. And on those days, I remember this is just one moment in life. So I roll out of bed, make my coffee, and am reminded those who care are never that far away. Some days that looks like my partner making me breakfast or my pups stealing a quick cuddle. Some days that looks like calling my mom just to hear her voice. Some days that looks like diving into my work and creating something beautiful. Some days that looks like prioritizing rest. Some days I have to remind myself to ask for what I need. We are united in struggle. Let's say that together.
We are united in struggle.
And as my ancestors say in Haiti, in Creole, met do pa gratte do. The back does not scratch its own back. Sometimes, all we need is a hand.
This has to stop. But what can be done? I am so small and Jaguar is so big.
Grasshopper climbed up onto a branch and was feeling defeated. Suddenly, just above him in the air, there was a flash of light. It was just a little spark, but in the gathering darkness of the night, it shone like a star. It was Firefly, and she was just waking up. On and off, her light blinked. Her light called to Grasshopper as if to say, caught the ear of her family members nearby, and they joined in.
The light in you is the light in me, and together we can see. The light in you is the light in me, and together we can see.
Just then, a loud humming sound came from the tree branch right behind Grasshopper. It was Cicada. She sang so loud that Grasshopper nearly jumped right out of the tree.
Sing with all your heart, make some noise. We carry the power in our voice.
Her friends were nearby and they joined in too.
Sing with all your heart, make some noise. We carry the power in our voice. Sing with all your heart, make some noise. We carry the power in our voice.
Between Firefly and her family and Cicada and her friends, the night was vibrant. It was as if the entire forest was singing.
The light in you is the light in me, and together we can see. Sing with all your heart, make some noise. We carry the power in our voice.
Such bright lights and such loud and lovely songs. I have an idea.
The next day, Grasshopper called Firefly and Cicada in for a meeting to discuss his plan. They gathered friends and family, and just as the sun began to set, they hid themselves along the path, waiting for Jaguar to come by.
The struggle is real, and we all belong here.
Sometimes I feel lost, like I took the wrong path or forgot the sound of my own voice. Times where I've had a hard time saying no and put others' needs before my own joy. I think about where I'm going, and for that I need to remember where I come from. Times where I feel sad, dark, like I couldn't find the light. But then I look within my heart and I realized that there was light. I could brighten my own way. I didn't need to feel astray, for things would be okay. I think about my family, my home, my community, and the world. I think about who I am and what I stand for. A daughter, a wife, a sister, a friend, an immigrant woman with values to defend. Kindness for all, no matter how small or big or loud, no matter your color, you should always be proud. I remember my light and my essence, the power in me. And I remember the things that make life worth living, like my mother's laugh and my sister's embrace, the sunset, or the smile on a stranger's face. I've realized that my light is a light that others could see. It shines in different colors, but it is unique. And little by little, I walk on my path, and I've met other people with their own lights. They were all like mine, but unique. They all shine so kind. I've talked to a few and realized that they once were like me. They also had fears, but now they could see that the struggle is real. But we all belong here. The light in you is the light in me. Say it with me. The light in you is the light in me. And as my ancestors in Mexico would say in Spanish, la luz en ti es la luz en mí. The struggle is real, and we all belong here.
Sometimes I imagine myself in different scenarios. What would it be like to be the confident woman who intimidates her predators and scares them away? To be the woman who fights, defends, and attacks courageously? What would I do in times of stress, in times of saving? Like the time when my elder felt terrified to walk during the day because of the rise of Asian hate crimes. I want to believe that I would be brave enough to jump in and save them. I imagine myself miraculously controlling the situation, protecting my kin, and preventing a traumatic assault. But it is difficult to truly live out that story when you barely know how to speak up yourself. Fear. Fear of rejection, fear of my own safety. What happens when I am not enough? And now I stand here, a bystander to this unsafe environment. Am I brave enough? What if things go wrong? My palms start to cry, my heart takes on a rhythm that is quite too fast for it to ever catch up, and my throat closes. I can't do it. But the hero would. Those that could save would. And so I take a deep breath, say a final prayer, look at that fear dead in the eye, and I scream, I have the choice to use my voice. Will you say it with me? I have the choice to use my voice. And as my ancestors in the Philippines would say in Tagalog, may choice akong gamitin ang boses ko.
Sure enough, there came Jaguar walking boldly down the path.
Suddenly, Grasshopper and all his children began to hop and dance like crazy, and Firefly with all her family and Cicada with all her friends began to shine and sing and hum with all their might.
The light in you is the light in me.
I heard from those who stayed up very late that night. They say that just before the sun began to rise, a shadow with a long dark tail and two cat-like ears appeared at the edge of the circle. And after a little pause, she slowly began to dance, cautiously so as not to squash any of the other celebrants. And after some time, she joined in the singing too, with a quiet voice that might have sounded a little like a roar. The struggle is real.
And we all belong here. I've been called the bully. Intimidating, intense, too much, taught to tone it down, cast out because I couldn't back down. Or perhaps because I'm tall and dark, my hair too wild, my voice too deep, or my smile too wide, or maybe because I speak my mind. Was the truth a bit unsettling? I've been misunderstood when my intentions were good. Perhaps in me you recognize your plight. Yes, love, I see you too. And we do carry the light, and we carry the fight. Don't disregard this vibe. I need it to survive, and it's not just for me, it's for each other. It's because I believe we can do better. I am courageous.